Hello, everybody. I wanted to jump on live today to chat with all of you about tightness. Tightness is something that has come up repeatedly in my sessions, on our group Zoom calls, and I really want to talk about this tightness because it affects so much. So many babies have tightness. Now, why do babies have tightness? Well, there are three big reasons why I find babies have tightness. One is torticollis, which is tightness of this muscle here. Do you see it? In physical therapy school, we called it like the model muscle because it kind of like all sexy. So it's like this. If you bend and turn, that muscle right there. When that's tight, tightness. When we have oral ties, a tongue tie, a lip tie, that tightness in there when we have oral ties can then affect the rest of the body. The third one is reflux. When babies are colicky, refluxy, gassy, there's a lot of then tension that can spread to the rest of the body. So those are typically the three reasons. Again, torticollis, oral ties, and reflux are common reasons why babies have tightness. Now, what does that have to do with all the milestones, right? That's what we talk about on my page here is developmental milestones. And tightness that starts in some of these areas can then affect rolling, crawling, and then walking. What we often see is signs of asymmetry. So baby will only roll in one direction or use one arm or only look in one direction, right? That's a clear sign of tightness. Another sign is baby only wants to be straight and vertical. If baby only wants to be always standing position or always straight and never likes to be flexed, sign of tightness. If baby is starting to hitch crawl with like one foot up, kind of like doing this with one leg, butt scooting, where like they're only shifting like this and there's no trunk rotation, sign of tightness. If they are up and walking and one foot is really turned out, sign of tightness, okay? Tightness really affects developmental milestones. Other things that I often hear from parents is my baby is super lazy. Everybody says, my baby's lazy. They just don't want to move, not motivated to move at all. Just a nice couch potato hanging out on the floor. And this is, again, another sign of tightness because when there are tight muscles, babies can't move. They literally can't move easily. And it will affect all of these developmental milestones. And so what we want to do is we want to get in there quickly. We want to get in there and stretch those muscles because if there is tightness, it really doesn't resolve on its own. There are other things that sometimes babies can resolve on their own and they will grow out of if we wait and see. However, if there are tight muscles that are causing these asymmetries, causing, that butt scooting, that hitch crawling, that only rolling to one side, that, lazy behavior, that is something that if they're tight muscles, we really need to go in and stretch them. They're not going to stretch themselves. And unfortunately, this is something that is commonly missed by pediatricians. It's just not, it's not noticed by pediatricians. And so what they'll often say is wait and see, or the quality of the movement doesn't matter. And the quality of the movement does matter because it represents something. How your baby move, it's not just are the milestones being met. Can baby only roll to the left? Well, they're technically rolling, but the quality of the movement is not what we want. If they're hitch crawling, going like this with one knee, they're crawling, but the quality of the movement is not what we want. And again, that is long-term. If there's tightness in those muscles, we don't want our babies to be tight. That's not what we want for them. We want them to have nice fluidity of movement, easy to move, able to move super easily. And that is super, super, super important. So I just wanted to come on here and highlight some of the things, some of the signs that you might see if your baby is tight, why they might be tight, what they are experiencing, and knowing that there are things to do about it. So again, glad that you're here on this page. Come check out all the resources that I have. If you have any questions, I'm always available. And let's get to the bottom of that tightness. We want to make sure that our babies are nice and loose. All right, guys, take care. Have a great night, and I will come back soon.